Apollo 11 is the perfect antidote to internet conspiracy culture. One of the most jaw-dropping shots in Apollo 11, the revelatory new archive-based documentary about the 1969 moon landing, wasn't filmed anywhere near the moon. To be exact, a slightly wobbly camera held at around knee level looks down a row of perhaps 30 NASA technicians looking intently at computer screens. Most are men in white. You feel like you know the Apollo story, JFK's speech about choosing to go to the moon not because it's easy but because it's hard. Then a snap forward. Gallery Moonshot Memories, The Legacy of Apollo 11 stars Insider. The film delivers in spades, thanks in large part to the clarity and scope of fresh 70mm footage dug out of storage especially for the film, as well as judiciously used, era-appropriate graphics to show how the different stages of the mission actually worked. It shows how There's the sequence where Earth gets gradually smaller and smaller in the rear window over the first 4 days of the mission, and seeing the elemental blast from the Saturn versus engines close up is staggering. Most pointedly, they're a very fringe group, but the truthers who followed in their conspiratorial path aren't. Compared to Sandy, but that shot of those desks in mission control emphasized the scale of the human effort and ingenuity the moon mission demanded if it was to succeed. Apollo 11 is in cinemas from June 28. MSN are empowering women in sport this summer. Find out more about
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.